Tony Fauci, I don't know many famous, really great people, but he's one of them. And he went to my college, or I went to his college. And someday I'll catch up to his number of honorary degrees. I don't think I will, though. It's great to be here. Let's get started here. AIDS, 1981, it began getting incidental illnesses. People were dying, gay people, in many cases, here in the United States. How are we doing?
Well, for 30 years that have transpired from those first days, we're doing extraordinarily well with regard to the tools that we have to fight the epidemic. We have an enormous challenge, both scientifically for things like a vaccine and a cure, but probably even more important for today's agenda is the challenge of being able to take the science and use that to implement what will have immediate beneficial effect for people throughout the world. So the early years, I remember very well because they were some of the darkest years of my life where you had nothing. You didn't even know you were dealing with a virus. You just had people coming in and dying. And as a physician, and I know so many people shared that, that was devastating to the patient, to the physician, to the healthcare provider. And then over a period of several years, now 30 years, we get an accumulation of scientific data, of scientific tools that have put us in a position now of being able to transform the lives of HIV-infected individuals. Just very briefly, for example, in the clinic that I was in this morning, which I've been in every day practically for the last 30 years, if someone came in the summer or the fall of 1981 with this new disease, they usually had advanced disease, and their median survival was about 6 to 7 months. That means 50% of them would be dead within that time. Today, if the same 20-some-odd-year-old comes into the clinic with newly discovered HIV infection, and you put them on the array of drugs that the scientific process has given us, you can predict to that person that if they take their drugs, they would live an additional 50 years. That's the good news. The sobering news is, as Susan said, only less than 42% of the people throughout the world who would benefit from that therapy actually have access to it. That's the real problem.